You lead.
So, preventive medicine you practice in the sewers. What's that about?
Think. Sewing up drowner victims can grow awfully serious. Hear that?
Been hearing it for a
의사증 있는 것
while.
같은데?
Draw your weapon.
근데 내가 잡자 얘. 의사가 당하면 안 돼요. 저 의사 절대 안 돼. 전문가니까 안 돼. 오케이. 오네요. 익사체가 좀 많네.
Ugly bastard.
무라의 망고도 있네. 아우 자식아. 오케이. 저 자식들. 여기 많어. 얘네들. 잘 가고. 오케이.
Priscilla, how's it look? Give it to me straight, no sugarcoating.
Her wounds will heal, but it's her voice.
오, 석공 들고 다니네.
Surely you understand what a terrible blow that would be to a Trobrit. Enough to
일로 가는
strip
건가?
her of the will to live.
Any remedy for that?
I fear only your friend Dandelion can be of help on that count.
일로 가는 것 같은데? 맞죠 선생님? 여기 맞죠? 선생님? 선생님? 선생님! 여기 계신 오케이.
Take the ladder.
사다리? 오케이 알았습니다. 하수구가 다 이어져 있어 도시가.
Come, the quicker we take care of this, the better.
뭐야?
Why? Got somewhere to be?
Someone might disturb us. The coroner, for example.
잠깐만 뭐야? 이게 지금 이 퀘스트구나.
And Nathaniel Pastodi. Very well. We seek the corpse of a dwarven
어디 있어?
woodcarver.
선생님 어디? 여기. 위쳐 센스로 드워프 목각사의 시체를 찾자.
Calluses on the fingers, sawdust in the beard, clothes
바로
sticking with
찾았네요.
sap. Must be our dwarf.
Excellent. I trust you don't grow weak in the knees at the sight of
피는 내
blood.
전문이지.
Not a bit. Start the autopsy.
Where?
머리.
Let's look at his head. Hair smells like it's burnt, like he was in a fire.
Notice anything else?
되게
That his
끔찍하게
eyes
당했어.
have been
이게
scooped out, for instance.
Those burn marks I see in his eye sockets.
진짜 루벤 쪽은
And
아닌 것
some grey
같고
dust.
사생아? 사생아 죽었는데
It's
걔네
very
부하들?
fine.
회색
Murderer
뭔지?
gouged out his eyes, then put burning coals in the
눈을
sockets.
뽑고 석탄을
So it
넣었다.
seems. Looking at the wounds, it appears our
그 일이 일어나는
woodcarver
동안
was
계속 살아
still
있었다.
alive
와우.
when it happened.
이게 단순 강도가 아닌가 본데. 퀘스트까지
examine the
있는
mouth.
거 보면은
Burns,
쉣.
blisters.
Just like Priscilla's.
See this? Incision made into the voice box.
Indeed, so thin as to be nearly unnoticeable.
A small, extremely sharp instrument. Scalpel.
But why? The wound is too small to bleed, and there are signs of swelling. The murderer... I believe he performed a tracheotomy, so the victim wouldn't die too soon.
다른 부분. 되게 복부 다 봐야 돼.
Let's examine his torso.
What have we here? Deep wound on the left side of his rib cage, and a scar the length of
배를
his stomach.
갈랐어 지금.
Let's examine the chest wound. Yeah, heart carved out.
Oh.
Wound cauterized.
Wait a minute, there's something else.
아니 이 손에 화살이 꽂혀 있는데? 버그겠죠? 뭐야 저게?
An egg from an amphibian. A salamander? Scorched but intact.
I attended some lectures in herpetology as a student. A afraid I don't recall any amphibians that would lay eggs in corpses. So either Professor Cochrane was deeply mistaken, or this is our murderer's
파충류의
doing.
알이라고? 그 말은 파충류? 양서류? 익사체? 그런 능지를 갖고 있는 건가? 배를 갈라서 안에다가 괴물 소행인 것 같기도 하고요. 지금
Wounds long and thin, an incision, but the edges are ragged.
Means nothing. Look, no swelling, no bruises. An old injury, perhaps an accident in the workplace.
작업장에서 일어난 사고라. 오케이.
Open the abdominal cavity.
Due warning, it will stink of rot.
Once fought a zoogle up to my waist in sewage, so I doubt... Wait. Smells not rot.
Formaldehyde. A
포르말데히드.
medical novelty. Heavily diluted, it's remarkable at preserving organic tissue. In stronger proportions, it's more destructive than acid.
Explains why there's no smell of decay, and why his throat's scalded.
포르말데히드 냄새가 난다 이거지? 배를 깠더니 손 봅시다.
Look at his hands. These welts. Rope burns, right? He was tied up.
I'd expect so. No one could sit through such torture unless bound.
묶여가지고 너무
Speaking from
고통스러워서
experience.
밧줄 막
Yes, that of a victim. Spent a year in the dungeons of Tretogor. Long story.
Some other time, maybe. See the callus? Our dwarf wore a ring, but someone took it off him.
반지를 뺐어. 반지가 탐나서?
See anything interesting on his legs?
His right foot. The ankle swollen, toenails broken. He clearly kicked something very hard.
이것도
Right before he kicked the
너무
bucket.
고통스러워가지고 막
Doesn't strike
난동불에다가
me
발로
as the
쳤나
right
보네.
time for jokes.
Apologies. We surgeons, we've a different sensibility.
지금
And a different sense of humor.
장난 때릴 그런 때 아니지. 성기.
His genitals. We ought to inspect those.
I sincerely doubt they bear any relation to the matter.
이 일에 관련해 전혀 상관없어. 보면 알겠지. 이건
We'll see. Pull down his trousers and... shit.
Syphilis, actually.
매도?
Early stages. No sign of diffusion.
Think there could be a
성병
connection.
같은 건
Only
그런
as the
거죠.
killer's potential motivation.
살인자의 동기를 유발하는 가능성. 그러니까 몸 함부로 굴려가지고 그거에 대해서 뭐 연적이라든지 앙심해보면 누군가가 이렇게 했을 수도 있다. 아, 나 모르겠는데?
All right. Think
뭐
I know
충분히 알게
enough.
됐어.
Enlighten me, please, because I've still no notion what this is about. What the motive might have been.
종교 의식적 살인? 왜? 징벌? 징벌 같아요, 징벌. 왜냐면은 일단 그 매독 그 부분도 의심스럽고, 아니면은 금반지 빼간 거. 그 눈을 파내고 석탄을 넣었어. 이거는 진짜 일반적으로 사람 죽일 때 그렇게 죽이는 거 아니에요? 너무 잔인하잖아요. 뭔가 열받은 거야. 그 얘 살인한 친구는 뭔가 굉장히 열받았어. 굉장히. 알은 뭐지? 알? 알은 뭐지? 너 알은 어디서 구했지? 근데 징벌 같아요, 느낌이.
Sure of one thing. This was punishment.
Even the witch hunters don't engage in this kind of torture. What sin could possibly merit it?
Only the murderer knows that. And it's the key to finding him. Or her. It's a lead worth following. Any idea what his name was?
Fabian Meyer.
5am
And I'm Hubert Reich, the coroner. I've come to perform the autopsy, but I see you've done it for me, Joachim. As always, you interfere where you're neither needed nor wanted. Drag others into trouble in the process. Who is this?
A student. Lifelong learner. Got a couple
이
questions
사람
for you.
누구야?
Very well.
검시자?
Speak.
검시자가 시체를
But be
검사하는
quick.
사람인가?
Reverend Nathaniel has come by for an inspection. He'll be here shortly.
나다니엘? 나다니엘은 누구야?
You old friends?
Hubert taught me the rudiments of medicine long ago.
And not very well. You've still not mastered certain basic principles. For example, that a doctor's role is to treat the ill, not save the world.
You've not changed a bit.
A compliment?
No, a statement
아,
of
둘이
fact.
아는데
30 years,
가치관이 다르구나.
and you've not changed a bit.
가치관이 30년 전에 이렇게 가르쳐줬구나. 근데 그때랑 가치관이 똑같았던 거야. 그냥 하나도 안 변하고. 그러니까 서로 사이가 좀 소원한 느낌이구나.
Woodcarver's body. Where was it found? It's important.
Plan to investigate? Exciting. He died in his workshop south of the market square, just beside the gate to Far Corners. That portrait of Byron's was attacked there. City's abuzz about it. But the woodcarver, Eustace, the corpse collector, brought us the body. You should
유스타스?
speak to him. Saw him just around the corner near... Oh, greetings.
그
Your
나다니엘이란
Who
사제가
are
이
these
친구네.
people? I believe I made it clear no one's to be allowed in under any circumstances.
You did, but they're friends of the deceased. Here to collect the body.
Out of the question.
오, 실드
Show them out
쳐주네.
at once.
As your reverence wishes. Gentlemen, follow me. You shall leave via another
일단 그
route.
장의사를 찾아가라는 거지. 유스타스라는 장의사를, 그쵸? 가봅시다. 그
Why do you
유스타스라는
cover for
장의사를
I was
찾아.
covering my
아,
own
저
arse.
손에
If
화살
Reverend
꼽힌 거
Nathaniel
아까부터
had
되게
learned someone
거슬리네.
entered
저
the morgue,
외과
then
의사.
cut open a corpse
안 아픈가?
without his permission, I'd be in deep
아, 저
trouble.
손에 계속 꽂혀 있어, 저거.
Didn't give that a thought, did you, Joachim? As ever. Well, while I don't approve of your willfulness, I also wish to see this murderer hang. So, should I learn anything new related to this case, I will let you know.
Thank you.
아, 저거 화살. 아, 너무 신경 쓰인다. 아, 저거 너무 신경 쓰여. 저거. 나다니엘 사제라고 하던 이터널 파이어
Nathaniel.
쪽인가?
Who is he?
A
이터널?
scoundrel, a rogue,
범죄자라고?
like every man who wears the robes of the eternal fire.
Most are scoundrels before they ever put on the robes.
True in his case as well. Before he donned the frock, Nathaniel was a torturer,
고문자라고 여자를 고문하는
delighted
직업죠?
especially in torturing
이터널
women.
파이어 얘네
Later,
사이비야.
hierarch Hemmelfart appointed him to oversee the morgue. He deals with the temple guard, supervises cremations, conducts funeral masses in the temple on the Isle, and so forth.
Dream job. Might have told me you know the coroner. We could have skipped the trip through the
사이가 안
sewers.
좋잖아.
I know him, thus I avoid him. I've said
그래.
enough on the subject.
사이가 안 좋으니까 그런 거지. 충분히 들었으니까 내가 결정해.
I decide when we're done with the subject. What's your connection to him?
An old story, but if you insist,
1242년에
the student protests in 1242, you've heard of them? I led them. Hubert, however, denounced me to the
가치관이 다른 거야.
authorities. I
학생
landed
시위에
in
왜
prison.
참가냐 이거지. 세상을 왜
There you
구하려냐 이거지. 의사가.
What will you do now?
Plenty of leads. Woodcarver's workshop, the corpse collector who found him, alley where Priscilla was attacked. Got work to do.
As do I. At the
돌아가세요.
hospital. I must
병원 가서
return there.
그 왼손에
But I shall
화살
keep my
꽂힌 거
fingers
그거나
crossed.
빨리 좀 왜
And I'll keep my eye on you.
지켜봐.
You! Yes, you!
너 뇌 물창을 왜 저런 거야 이 자식아? 어? 바로 옆에 뭐가 있는데? 유격죄. 이거 뭐죠 이거? 여기 있네 유스타스?
At least before they didn't used to kill women.
You, Eustace, the corpse collector?
I? How'd you know?
아 얼굴 좀 씻고 다녀라 진짜.
Fourth
아,
sense, I think
일하느라
it
못
is.
씻었나?
You bring Fabian Meyer's body to the morgue.
Fabian. Oh, yeah, I remember. No ice, no one of them, right? No purse neither, as I recall.
장의사원을 그냥 시체 치워주는 그런 건가? 그런 상처가 있는 다른 시체들도 있었나?
One of them? So there have been other bodies like that?
Sure have. Beggars, street urchins, and street walkers. One went so
어우,
portly,
야,
I had to
이거는
cut her into pieces to fit her in me wheelbarrow. Slippery sow, they called her on
이
account of
노비그라드가
her.
이렇게 큰 도시인데 뭐 치안
Some things are best
위험해
left
도시가 너무.
unsaid. What happened
벨렌도
to the
위험하고.
pieces?
What do you mean? Reverend Nathaniel ordered them burned. Every last one. Oh, shame that was.
Shame?
왜?
Why? Actually, never mind.
시체를
Another thing that's
태우면은
best left
일거리가
unsaid.
줄어들잖아.
You search Fabian's body?
Well, I cast an eye in his pockets, made sure nothing went to waste,
I call a spade a spade. You rob corpses.
and I call a prick a prick. It's none of your fucking concern. What, you a tax collector? Piss off,
Oh!
mutant.
I'd advise you not to anger me, or you'll get an inside tour of the crematory.
Touch me, the guys will be hiding your ass for you count of three.
To save a little shit like you? Doubt it.
These clever lads, more cleverer than you. They know Eustace, know they want me on their side. Cause you'll all die one day, and then I'll decide where
아,
your
시체가
body was.
넘어왔네.
A grave, the crematorium, or elsewhere.
아 이거 뭐야? 돈 줘야 되는 거야 이거? 이게 답정너네. 아 씨, 200원이나?
That hard up for coin? Fine. Have
Ah.
some. Now talk. What did you find on him?
Triflings, ball,
액시를 좀 익혀야 되나?
speeded ring, handful of coins, and a letter. Look, vellum, quality parchment that. I'll wipe off the writing as solid as new.
That's human skin. Priscilla. Next victim's name. If you'd given this to the right person, she might not have been hurt.
What the fuck do I care what happens to some Priscilla? We short of wenches in this town.
아왜 이렇게
Oi,
치고 싶냐 한데?
fucking hell, what was that for?
For everything.
그래. 되게 치고 싶게 자꾸 말을 해. 자,
What happened here?
위쳐 센스를 이용해 목각사가 죽은 장소를 탐색해 봅시다. 지금 낮 3시인데 왜 이렇게 하늘이 여기다.
Snails come out after rain.
일로 해서 여기서 들어가는 거네. 문이 없는데 여기? 일로 가는 건가? 아 여기다. 여기를 탐색을 하라는 거. 여기는 그 고들랭 있는 집인데? 다른 길이 있나 보다. 저기. 오 다행이다. 오씨. 일로 가는 건가? 아 두드리기. 오케이.
Anyone home?
Begone, or I'll set me hounds on you. Molly, Striga, come!
Relax. I'm here about Fabian Meyer, looking for his killer.
That's altogether different. Sit you stupid much, lie down.
이 멍청한 똥개들아 갑자기.
On it. Slowly now, this to bite you.
친구인가 본데?
Charming as beasts go.
You daft. Even I'm scared of them. A better barking dog than an evil man.
걔 무서워하네?
Got someone particular in mind?
Sure as shite. Bugger who did Fabian in. As soon as they'd hauled his corpse off, I run to a mate who raises fighting dogs. Bought these 2 mutts. Cost me a chunk of change. But a steep
자기한테도
sound at least.
해코지 할까봐 두려웠던 거구나.
So who might you be?
The Stiff's brother.
아
Gus is
친구가
the
아니라
name.
형이구나
We ran a
형.
workshop together. Meyer and Meyer.
What'll it be now?
야
Just
걔가 완전
Meyer.
진짜.
Name it. I'll be closing it down now. As soon as I find a buyer for this shack, I'll head on to Mahakam. Be near my family or what's left of it. So, what do you want to know? What can I tell you about Fabian?
살인자에 대해서 좀 알고 있니?
Tell me what you know about the murder, in order, in detail.
It was like this. Had some work in Oxenford. and I was coming home. Saw a plume of smoke rising over the city. Thought to myself, blast it, God, I miss him burn another hag. But the smoke wasn't coming from Hyrax Square. It was coming from here. See the soot stains? That's where they burned our sculptures. Folk gathered round the blaze and found Fabian here beside it. They'd already loaded him on the cart by the time I arrived.
그럼 살인자는
Talk to your
맞나?
neighbors. They see anything suspicious beforehand? Hear anything?
Claimed not to. But even if they had, they'd not have helped. In Novigrad, folk give bleeding orphans in the street a wide berth so as not to stain their poor lanes. They care about some dwarf.
뭐 별다른 내용 없는데?
Your brother have any enemies? Anyone dislike him? Threaten him, maybe?
'Twas Fabian who threatened this one last.
여자 한 명 협박했다.
Craftsman like no other. But he was an incorrigible whoremonger as
그게
well.
분명히 호색한?
Whenever we put a bit of
그러니까
coin aside, I'd say, let's buy some
매독이
tools,
있던 거지.
quality timber. No, he grabbed the purse and head out whoring. Took to following one in particular. He'd say, "'Tis all your fault, dirty bitch, human dish rag." Rather obscenities. Don't rightly know what that was about. Maybe he was in love with her.
Know where I can find her? This dish rag?
City cemetery. She died a few days back.
죽었다고?
Quietly in her sleep. Her pawn said a fever took her.
Fine, we've talked enough. Need to look around.
Be my guest. Just beware of
주위를
dogs.
둘러보라고? 오케이. 별다른 그건 없네. 나이스 룬스톤.
Bloodstains.
That's where Fabian lay when they found him.
그러니까 사람들은 그냥 그 시체를 가져갔다는 그건가?
Statues of the old gods. Nothing but women. Shapely ones.
뭐지?
Murderer dragged something heavy. Dragged something across the floor. Statues. Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly.
파비안 아니야? 뭐야? 들어갈 수가 있네?
Mind if I go inside the workshop?
I've not even peeked inside since they found Fabian. But I'll open it for you if you want.
열어주세요. 중요한 일입니다. 저 뒤에 뭐 있어? 잠깐 스탑. 우려하는 시민의 설교. 기억하십시오, 좋은 시민들이여. 불은 축복이자 저주. 불은 따뜻함을 만들어내고 양식을 준비할 수 있고 어둠의 공포를 물리칠 수도 있다. 그러나 불은 우리를 그을리고 태우고 소각시킨다. 이것이 왜 우리가 이터널 파이어와 그 계명의 조화를 이루는 삶을 살아야 되는 이유다. 이터널 파이어랑 관련이 있는 글귀인데 이거는? 안녕. 나와. 이번 퀘스트는 굉장히 추리하는 느낌이네요. 추리. 뭘까? 뭐 내가 생각해서 뭘 어떻게 하고 그런 건 아니지만 의자가 쓰러져 있다.
Furniture got knocked over. This looks like it was kicked.
여기서 파비안이 묶여가지고 난리를 쳤다. 냄새가 있는데. 이거 뭐냐?
Formaldehyde.
포르말데이드.
Doubt Fabian used it.
그 살인자가 썼다는 거지. 복부를 열었을 때 포름알데히드 냄새가 났다고 하니까요. 이건 뭘까? 피.
More bloodstains, but not near enough to say he
바로
bled to
죽이지
death.
않았다 그랬죠.
Unless
살인자.
somebody got rid of the blood, left a few stains behind.
아까 이게 냄새가 좀 있었는데. 이게 끝이야?
Aye.
Already know what happened. Fabian was in the workshop. Murderer attacked him there. They struggled. Fabian was overpowered, then tortured for a time.
I needn't know the details. Truth be told, I haven't the stomach for him.
그렇지.
When it was over, the murderer dragged Fabian to the
하지만
courtyard
꿋꿋이 말하고 있죠.
and made a pyre of sculptures, set them aflame.
But why?
조각상으로 화형대를 만든 거구나.
To teach a lesson to him, you, the whole city.
이거 이터널 파이어 느낌이 좀 나는데.
Had a look at your sculptures.
And? Lifelike, aren't they?
The women especially. Never seen a bust that size on the Italy.
Oh, aye. Fabian's handiwork.
아, 파비안이 호색한이라 그랬으니까.
Tits like that will crush her back. Whittle them down. He said, nay, they'd sell better this way. Told me to shut me trap. And sell they did. Till one sermon at the temple, when the celebrating reverend said that whoso buys idols from the non-human Myers sins twofold, as a heretic and as a lecher. That was the end of that.
그래? 일단 오케이.
Fine. We've talked enough. Won't learn anything else.
자, 조금은 윤곽이 보이는 것 같긴 한데 일단은 그 첫 번째로 호색한이라는 거 그런 그게 그 이터널 파이어가 조금 연관이 돼 있을 수도 있다 그런 느낌. 자, 프리실라가 공격당한 골목을 수색해 봅시다. 뭐야?
Oi, Witcher! Coroner wants to see you. Been another victim.
다른 희생자?
Told me to say the main door will be open for you. You're to come as soon as you can.
아 잠깐만 일단 여기 먼저 가.
Very handsome.
A brazier. This time of year?
지금 계절이 뭔데? 여름인가?
Man's footprint. Murderers, maybe. Wait on his heel or fled before they could step
See what he
back.
does.
Ran this way. Human. Priscilla's.
뭐야? 뒤에 뭐야? 왜 갑자기 왜 이래 얘네들? 미친 거 아니야? 아니 잠깐만. 뭐 하는 거야 대체? 왜 그러는 거야 대체? 왜 그러는 거지?
Think you'll gut me too, huh? Up your ass, deviant! Hoes can
What?
fight back!
Calm down. I'm not gonna hurt you. What are you doing here?
Getting vengeance. Well, why are you staring? Have you not heard killers always return to the scene of their crime? Me and my brothers are waiting here to give him a warm welcome. For Priscilla. Almost did her in, the whole son.
I know. Here to look for clues and find anyone who might know something.
Fear I can't help you much. But I can tell you what I know.
You and Priscilla friends?
Friends? Nah. But she saw more than a stupid whore in me. Treated me with respect. It mattered. I was looking to give up whoring. Pick up a decent trade. But none would take me. Not as a washerwoman nor a servant
프리실라한테
nor a
조금
cook.
그 고마운
Felt like the
감정이
leper I
있는
did. But
사람이구나.
Priscilla, she was different. Agreed to put me in her play, you see. Lots of the other actors, they were afraid on account of her jesting about the eternal fire. Whistling Wendy on stage, can you imagine it? Well, dream's gone now. I'm back to working street corners.
Sorry to hear that.
You could do worse as work goes. Or so I tell myself.
Priscilla wasn't the sole victim. You aware of that?
Oh, dearie. Of course I was. This didn't start yesterday. Others
이게
have
꽤
died like this
심각한
before.
문제였구나. 도시
Beggars,
안에서.
street girls, orphans. But who'd have a drama concern about them? Human rubbish. It's what the guards call us.
Recall any names?
They didn't have proper ones. Baldy, curly, buns. That's what folk called them. No friends, no families. Their bodies were burned long ago.
그래.
Take care now.
솔직히 큰 도움은 안 된 것
And
같은데.
I got a murderer to catch.
이거 끝이야? 빈민은 왜 없앤 거야? 열어. 범시간에게 말을 걸자. 이게 뭔 일인지 솔직히 잘 모르겠다. 눌러. 여기가 원래 그 영안실 정문이구나. 쭉쭉쭉쭉. 정문.
Geralt, right? I'm glad you're here. Held off on the autopsy.
이게 새로운 희생자라는 거죠?
Nice of you, especially given you didn't seem pleased about my previous visit.
Because you came unannounced and in unfortunate company. I also had Reverend Nathaniel to contend with. Our spiritual caretaker has left the city on some important matter, and I know who you are, what drives you. I'm more than happy to aid your investigation.
Von Grad's told me all about
뭐
you.
의사는 의사 일만 잘하면 된다던데.
Doubtless you've heard how I had the noble leader of the student protesters thrown in prison. But did you hear the protests were far from
또 뭔
peaceful?
이유가 있었구나.
Or did he neglect to mention it? People were dying, Witcher. Those who rejected liberty, equality, and fraternity would be found in the gutter come morning. Their throats slit from ear to ear with surgical precision.
뭔 소리야?
Joachim had been my favorite student, but alas, I had to do something. So I reported him. Then I left the university and found work in the morgue.
오히려 위험해서 좀 구해준 그런 느낌인 건가? 고발해가지고.
Whereas Joachim, oh, fate's ironies. Years later, he was appointed head of the very ward I had founded.
폰 그라츠의 스승으로 보기엔 나이가 꽤 젊어 보이는데.
How old's Von Grad's? 50? 60?
53, I believe. Why do you ask?
You look a little young to have been his teacher.
Not
그러네.
surprising.
좀 젊어 보이긴
For
하네.
years, I've lived in the cold and dark, breathing the vapors of embalming fluids. In short, working with corpses extends one's life. Amusing, is it not?
희생자는 누구지?
Who's the victim this time?
Joris Aquinas, a lecturer in theology
Joris?
at Oxenfurt Academy. Found this morning at his home on a catafalque made of his books.
Any titles in particular?
It seems all the tomes dealt
eternal
with
fire?
eternal fire. Treatise critical of the faith's doctrines.
신앙의 교리에
Mortal sin in Novigrad.
비판한다. 근데 좀 이상하다. 프리실라는 종교랑 아무 상관없고 파비안 마이어도 종교랑 별 상관없는 것 같은데.
Not fond of Nathaniel?
Very few people are. He's cruel and capricious. He stormed in here once, grabbed a scalpel I was sterilizing over a burner, sliced my back with it.
야,
to
이
the
나다니엘 이
bone,
새끼 완전
because I had
양아치구만.
forgotten to lock the storeroom. Hard to be fond of someone like that, wouldn't you
아니,
agree?
아니 뭐 관리 잘 못했다고 뒤에서 칼로 등을 찔러? 미친놈이네 이거 완전히.
Let's start.
Gladly. The wounds conform to the killer's modus operandi. The victim was bound and
또
forced to
포름
drink from a
알데히드야.
hide. Next, the killer removed
또
the eyes,
갈-
placed burning coals in the sockets, then opened the rib cage and... What's this? A parchment made of human skin.
A message from the murderer. The name of his next victim. Patricia Vegelbud.
베겔버드?
Do you know her?
Yes. Even went
그치,
to her
거기서
estate
따먹은
once
돈이
with...
얼만데 경주로.
Gotta find her, now.
에? 빨리 가. 이거 뭐야? 이 우려하는 시민이라는 게 살인자구나. 잠깐만. 책? 이거. 그러니까 이건 살인자가 쓴 설교라는 거잖아. 일단은 좀 종교랑 관련이 있는 것 같긴 한데 베겔버드는 그 알버트 베겔버드였나? 그 친구가 마법에 관심이 있었다 그랬잖아요. 베겔버드. 이게 다야? 할멈? 아야 오랜만이다. 이 할머니. 베겔버드. 베겔버드 왜 없냐? 여기에 등록될 정도의 그런 급은 아니라는 건가? 하여간 그 여기 아닌가? 아 이쪽. 그 알버트 베겔버드 그 마법의 그리고 이터널 파이어는 그거를 마녀 마법을 되게 이제 혐오하니까 그거랑 관련돼서 다음 그 종교적인 느낌이 좀 있는 것 같은데. 아 베겔버드 영지로 가라고? 잠깐만. 주교 광장으로 갑시다.
Looks like rain.
White one. Take a gander over it.
여기 이거 여기 분명 요쯤에 왜 있을 것 같은데 분명히 이정표가 저렇게 문 앞에 있을 테니까 베겔버드 영지 왠지 되게 자주 오게 되네요. 계속 좀 봐봐야겠다. 이정표 좀 찍어놔야겠어. 러치 뭐하니? 일로와. 랄랄라. 일로가 일로. 여기 이정표 하나쯤 있어. 아, 네 이럴 줄 알았어. 너무 이거 딱 이렇게. 안녕하세요. 왔잖아.
What do you want?
패트리시아 베겔버드와 대화.
Need to talk to Patricia
베겔버드
Begelbud.
이 가문이 되게 많네 사람들이.
Her life's in danger. Let me in or have her blood on your hands.
If you thought this up, and I'll let you in, we'll throw my ass out the door.
그렇지?
Always thought a guard was supposed to protect his charge, not his ass.
So be it. I'll take you to Lady Vegelbud. Just no trickery. Understand?
베겔버드랑 나랑 또 구면이잖아. 이 사람.
Oh, Geralt. What a pleasant surprise.
이렇게
Not
포구가
pleasant
오는
at
지금
all.
꽃을
I gotta
보고
see your
있어?
mother. Her life's in danger.
In danger? Come now.
아,
I saw
이분이 또
mother this morning.
어머니구나.
She seemed sad,
패트리시아
true, but in
베겔버드가
perfect health.
살인자가 패트리시아님을 다음 희생자로
I'm
지목.
hunting a serial killer, and I've got reason to believe your mother will be his next victim.
Why, even if it's true, our gods.
He's exceptionally cruel when he kills, tortures his victims, cuts out their hearts.
아,
So let's see how she is, just in case.
가면 죽어 있겠네. 딱
I find
보니까
this all very hard to believe.
사망
You appear to be
플래그네.
quite serious. Please, follow me.
그치, 잉그리드
A fire
베겔버드.
fit for
아들이
balancing,
알버트,
except it's the wrong
그리고
time of
할머니가
year.
패트리시아.
I mentioned mother seemed sad.
자, 빨리 찝시다.
In fact, she's in the midst of a crisis of faith. But rather
신앙의
serious.
위기를 겪고
We've been
있다고?
to Novigrad. Mother had seen the pyres in Hierarch Square, uttered not a word.
화영대들을 보고 한마디도 안 했다.
She had all the holy books, insignias, reliquaries gathered.
경전,
taken
휘장,
outside
성류,
and
무람
burnt.
다
Then she
모아서
locked
밖에서
herself in
태웠다?
her room.
We need to hurry.
진짜? 아, 그게
Hear that?
알버트랑 상관없구나.
Calm and quiet.
그냥 좀
All seems to be in
반종교적인
order.
행동을 했구나.
We should go in, just to be sure.
You're relentless, aren't you? Fine. But wait here,
딱 봐도
please.
이미
Mother's certainly not in the mood
안
for
좋은 일
guests.
당하셨을 것 같은데 들어가면서 바로 비명 나오겠지. 여봐요, 여봐. 딱 보면 그냥 딱 알죠?
He ran out the other door.
오우 쉣! 아 잠깐만, 야 살인자를 쫓으라고? 저번 봐야 되는 거 아니야? 일단 빨리 가. 아 똥개들! 야야야야야야! 아 미안.
Spread out! Murderer's still here!
여기?
Die,
이거
mutant!
뭐야? 이거 왜 그래? 살인자 어디? 그 무시해. 여기 아닌가? 아 뭐야? 아니 뭐야 임마? 살인자를 쫓아지. 아 여기 문으로 나갑시다. 뭐야? 얘랑 싸워야 되나 봐요. 아우. 뭐야? 도망갔어요? 아씨, 어디로 간지도 전혀 안 보이던데. 걔랑 괜히 썼나 보네. 걔랑.
Halt! Or I'll put a bolt between your eyes!
Listen, you got the wrong guy.
Save your trickery! Take him to the
내가
heiress.
살인자라고 착각했구나.
Killer's already escaped. Lead the way, hero.
그래가지고 날 공격한 거구나.
We got him, Lady Ingrid. Wasn't easy, but
Lower that crossbow before you hurt yourself. This man is innocent.
forgive me. I saw him running.
그럴 수
Thought it
있겠다.
was the killer fleeing.
I was chasing him, and I'd have caught him if you hadn't gotten in my way.
Out of my sight at once. Mother, why did he do this to her? Why?
창녀들과 거지들을 상대하는 건 따분해졌나 보군요. 뭐야 이거는? 이거 같아요. 이터널 파이어를 모독했으니까.
Because she blasphemed the eternal fire. Only thing that ties her to the other victims.
그러니까 이터널 파이어 소속인 것 같은데. 이터널 파이어에서 무슨 암살자 이런 거? CP9 같은 그런 건가?
Usually the killer leaves a note on the body, a note indicating his next victim. May I?
Very well. But you should be on your own. I do not wish to see her in this state. I do not wish to remember her like that.
야, 근데 이 대저택에 이렇게 경비가 3만 원인데
Let
어떻게
her be the
들어왔을까?
last victim. Please.
Bruises, broken fingernails. She defended herself. Must be why it took him longer, and why he almost got caught.
이 배도
There it is.
갈랐구나.
Sweet Nettie, crippled Kate's. Growing bolder, not just the name but the place too. Won't get away this time.
오케이, 내가 한 발 더 빨리 가 있어야겠지. 네티? 화염은 그 앞에 있는 모든 것을 삼키고 막을 수가 없다. 화염은 모든 죄인들을 불태운다. 계명을 어긴 모든 자들은 이터널 파이어의 진리 안에서 살아가고 신성한 자들의 이야기를 그들은 모두 당신을 목재. 이걸로써 확실해졌죠. 이거 이터널 파이어 얘네들이 개짓거리 하는 거 알지? 얘는 뒤졌어. 진짜 얘네 처음부터 마음에 안 들었어. 안돼. 다시. 자, 여기서 점프 뛰지 말고 이렇게 이제 내려가서 자, 오우, 야, 여기 왜 이렇게 불이 이렇게 났냐? 불이 너무 났는데 이거? 아 그냥 장작이구나. 절름발이 케이트로 가서 귀여운 네티를 만나자. 일단은 뭐 가봅시다. 자, 절름발이 케이트가 뭐지? 이게 그 이게 그 무슨 뭐 황금 철갑상어 이런 것처럼 뭐 이런 거구나. 일단은 요거는 황구 관문이 제일 가깝겠다. 여기서 쭉 갑시다. 야 이거 멀어. 유격죄. 근데 유격죄라. 일단은 여기가 뭐야? 일로 가는 거 아니네? 여기가 이름이 절름발이 케이트구나.
Sweet Nettie, where is she?
Upstairs. But she's with a very important client.
손님이랑 같이 있다.
Beg your pardon?
손님이랑 같이 있으면은 지금 좀 안전하다는 거일 수도 있고, 아니면 그 손님이 여기에서? 근데 너무 이렇게 사람 많은 곳에서 살인을 저지른 거는, 근데 뭐 베겔버드 영지에서도 그렇게 했으니까. 뭐야?
No one will hear you, bitch. Not a soul.
You though, whole town will hear you in a minute.
얘 나다니엘이잖아.
Yet again you disturb me, and I so dislike being disturbed.
내가 왜?
I was to play with sweet Nettie, render her not so sweet, but I shall see to you first.
내가 얘를 생각 안 했네. 포름 알데히드는 없어?
What? No
이 자식아.
foreplay? No formaldehyde, coals in my eye sockets.
What the fuck are you on about?
Murder. You killed Fabian Meyer, Patricia Vegelbud, and many others.
Bollocks. You're mistaken, vagrant.
그럼 누가 패트리시아의 시체에 편지를 남겼지?
Found a message on Patricia's body. Led me here to crippled Kate's, to sweet Nettie. If you didn't leave it, who did?
I don't know, but I see we must talk calmly.
Who knew you'd be here?
Strangely enough, I don't announce these outings far and wide. There's but one man who... That's impossible. He treats
뭔
his
소리지,
corpses with
이게?
kid gloves.
The coroner said you were busy, that you wouldn't visit the morgue. Gotta go after him.
Go. But to warehouse 12 at the docks. He's there this time of day procuring supplies. Formaldehyde. I shall stay here. I've unfinished business with sweet Nettie. After all, I paid in advance.
얘 뭘 잘못한 건데? 얘는 허락할 수 없겠네. 얘 구해주자 일단.
Then you'll pay again for her.
얘는
all the other women you've
나다니엘
tortured.
얘는 그냥 좀 마음에 안 들어. 나다니엘을 죽입시다. 이런 쓰레기들은 바로 포커? 귀여운 네티. 얘 풀어줘야지.
You're free now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. If not for you.
이터널 파이어 소속은 그냥 안 봐주는 게 좋은 것 같아요.
He asked if I did everything, and I said, for the right price, of course. And then he smiled. Oh God, it gave me the shivers. And then he hit me so hard I passed out.
나다니엘이 여자 고문하는 걸 즐긴다고 그랬으니까 돈 주고 고문한 거구만.
And he was hitting the poker in the fire.
Calm down. He won't hurt you anymore. He won't hurt anyone.
오케이. 아니 근데 나 이해가 잘 안 되네. 지금 아까 여기서 뭔 얘기를 한 거지? 일단은 나갑시다. 항구 근처 창고로 가자고? 거기에 포름알데히드가 있다는 거죠? 잠깐만. 길이 어디니? 헷갈린다잉. 여기다. 하나 더 내려갔던 것 같은데? 오케이. 여기. 항구 근처의 창고로 가자. 오 잠깐만. 스탑. 발터? 왜 그래? 뭐? 야야 왜 그래? 뭐야? 뭐지? 나 열쇠 있잖아. 너 열쇠 있는데? 잠깐만. 이쪽에서 열어야 되나? 넌 썩은 고기야? 저 느낌표 저거 뭐야? 되게 궁금하게 만들었어 또. 이거 뭐야? 발톱 왜 살았어? 이거 뭐죠? 아닌데? 이거 뭐야 이거? 버그네? 나 고양이 왜 먹었어 그리고? 이게 뭐죠? 버그네. 버그야 이거. 칼 집어넣어 일단. 나와봐. 칼 집어넣으시라고요 선생님. 나와봐. 이게 뭐야? 참 자식 이상한 놈이구만. 그냥 여기 뭐 여는 그냥 숏컷 이런 건가? 그냥 빨리 지나갑시다. 별 일은 아닌 것 같으니까. 여기는 그 전에 그 핫토리랑 같이 왔던 그쪽인 것 같은데. 여기에 진범이 있다는 건가?
Run out of formaldehyde.
I underestimated you. You almost caught me in flagrante delicto. Now you've seen through my bluff with Nathaniel. Although you've not divined all I
얘가
see.
진범이 왜 진범이지
Had
얘가?
you would have drawn your silver sword.
Who, what are you?
A vampire?
뱀파이어라고
Higher,
얘가?
of course.
아니 근데 그 귀여운 네티 다음 지목자가 걔였는데 걔한테는 그 지목을 하고 그 나다니엘 사제 보내가지고 죽이려고 했던 건가? 뭔 내용인지 잘 모르겠네.
Got a reason for killing, a reason to torture.
이유나 들어봅시다.
I thought you'd figure that out as well. The symbolism's rather obvious. Coals for those
불에
who are
눈이 먼
blind to the
인간들?
fire. The egg of a salamander born of fire to replace their cold, doubting hearts. Fire down the throat that...
Yeah, symbolism's clear. What's not is why a vampire would kill in the name of the eternal fire.
should be equally obvious. I concur with the Church's diagnosis. Novigrad is a fallen city. Its population amnesiacs to the very concepts of decency and morality.
이터널 파이어의 교리가
So I
맞다고 믿는
decided to
거구나.
remind them in a manner they'd be certain to notice.
타락했다고. 야, 너무 방법이 너무 이상한데? 완전 쳐 돌았는데 이건.
You're a sick fuck.
I never expected you to understand. You're a cynic and an opportunist. I sensed it from the start. Ah, well, this conversation has grown unpleasant for both parties. We must move to the next item on the agenda. I last fought a Witcher 2 centuries ago.
이 새끼 200년 전에.
I do hope I remember how it's done. And you? Have you faced one of us?
뱀파이어는
You couldn't have. You
많이
would have
싸워보았는데.
suffered.
레벨 16다리밖에 안 되네. 무대들 깔읍시다. 보스전인가 뭐? 뭐 그런 건가? 하! 하! 오, 좀 치네? 하하, 이르든 깔자, 이르든. 오케이. 속도 저렸고, 중간에 패버리는 거지. 강공도 한번 싹 때려주고요. 그렇지. 이르든 또 깔고요. 들어와. 들어와, 이 자식아. 들어와. 허! 허! 자, 이르든 깔아, 이르든. 이르든이 맞나, 이게? 뭐, Q&A 쓸 필요는 없을 것 같고, 확실히. 아드 한번 쓸까, 아드? 아니, 뱀파이어는 되게 약할 것 같다, 왠지. 이근이. 그렇지. 잘 가고. 오, 야, 야. 뭐야? 아, 뭐야? 아, 난 교단 인검이니까. 좋아요. 그리고 아까 여기 이거 뭐 있었거든요. 떨어진 거 이거? 나 궁금해. 어우, 이 우려하는 심의 설교가 있어. 아니 근데 너무 좀 너무 고상한 이유로 이렇게 다 살인까지 저지른다. 이거 완전 쳐 돌았어. 이거는 단델라이온에게 프리실라에서 프리실라는 죽진 않을 것 같아요. 그래도 자 이거 하고 로즈마리아로 갑시다. 아 그 카멜레온, 까멜레온으로 갑시다. 까멜. 오, 아 이게 병원으로 가야 되는구나. 그럼 성 그레고리 다리로 가서 갑시다. 여기. 아 칼 왜 이렇게 들고 다니지? 원래 병원이 여기였나? 어? 아닌데? 아 일로 아래로 여기로 가는 거죠? 아 이렇게 가는 거구나. 이렇게 여기가 그 빌메리우스 그쵸? 위. 옛날에는 병원이 이렇게 생겼었나 보네. 여기.
How's
Better, right?
와.
Yes.
Did you take care of what I asked?
그래.
yeah, the Witcher's way.
Thank you, Geralt. For me and Priscilla.
왜 선택지가 이런 거밖에 없지? 고마워요 없어. 고마워. 내 일은 여기까지. 그녀를
Did
돌보면
my part.
너의
Your
몫이야.
turn now. Take care of her. Good care.
I will. You'll see. Treat her better than the dryads of Brockamon could.
She's talking
진정으로
again.
사랑하나
Nice
보네.
surprise.
Isn't it? Professor Von Gratz told me her wounds are healing faster than a troll's. Not the most flattering comparison, but encouraging.
트롤보다 더 빨리 아문다고?
Maybe she might even sing again someday.
아 노래가
For now, we'll
문제네.
try
여기
performing as a
불
duo.
이렇게.
She'll play the lute, I'll sing. Dandelion and Calinetta. Got a nice ring to it, doesn't
아
it?
원래는 그
Sounds
칼로네타죠.
great.
활동명이.
Good luck, Dandelion. On stage and off.
Sorry, Geralt. My throat's still quite.
Say no more. Get well soon.
Sorry,
뭐
Geralt.
한마디 하시겠습니까,
My
스님?
throat's still quite.
Yes, Geralt?
오 이렇게 할 수 있네.
Found and killed the murderer. It was Hubert. You were right not to trust him. He was a higher vampire.
I thought nothing could surprise me in Novigrad. Seems I was wrong.
엄청
Deeply
놀랐겠지.
wrong.
네 스승이 고위
Thank you,
뱀파이어라고.
Geralt. Were it not for you, this would never have ceased.
Hubert told
아
me about your
학생.
past.
근데 고위
even more
뱀파이어는
vivid
얘를
than I
아꼈던 것
assumed.
같아.
I've not time for riddles, Geralt. Be straight or be gone.
더 이상 언급하고 싶.
Any truth to his claim that people died during the riots at the university? Died for your cause?
I was young and stupid. I thought a better future was worth any price.
아 이거는
Even a
그
human life.
휴버트의 말이 좀 옳았을 수도 있겠네. 그럼.
Those are past sins. Sins I've atoned for.
Why is the university in Oxenford closed?
Because it suits Radovid. You've
오
not read the
라도비드가
story?
대학 문을 닫아버렸어?
The rector wished to grant him an honorary doctorate. The faculty disagreed. Nonetheless, Radovid arrived for the ceremony.
아
donned the gown,
교수진들이
collected
반대해가지고
his
다
diploma,
수감시켰어?
and when it was over,
라도비드
imprisoned
얘도
the
제정신
deans
아니야.
and the entire academic senate, so they wouldn't raise a stink.
야,
I've been at Vilmerius Hospital ever since.
운 좋게 피해 있었어
But perhaps
빌메리우스에.
it's for the best. I'm far more adept, scalpel in hand, than I ever was behind a lectern.
야, 이거 운도 좋네. 라도비 이거 딱 보면은 르다니아가 이기는 것보다 차라리 닐프가드가 이 지역을 통치하는 게 더 나은 것 같기도 해요. 샤니? 누구야?
Know another surgeon from Oxenford Academy. Her name's Shawnee. Know her? Red hair, cropped short, freckles.
뭐야
And
누군데?
a hopeless idealist. Naturally, I know her. She was my assistant for a year.
Any idea where she is now?
샤니 뭔데?
My
왜 찾아?
gut tells me she's somewhere along the front,
상병?
patching up pikemen. I told her it would be futile. In the time she saved 100 lives, another
100명의 생명을
1,000
살릴 때
would be
다른 1000명이
lost.
죽어간다. 그 100명의 생명을 살리지 않으면 1100명이 죽는 거죠,
Medics with a
결국.
mission. You can't argue with them.
오케이. 이만.
Farewell.
좋네요.